My name is Harrison Preston, and I'm a traditional Tohono O'odham artist, basketry and pottery. For me, growing up, I always had to be doing something with my hands. My mom worked a lot, and so she would buy me, drawing pads and different things I could do while she was at work. And as I got older, in high school, I learned traditional basketry and got really involved for about 25 plus years. Then I had the chance to learn traditional pottery, and that's what's taken over the last 7, 8 years of my life. Traditionally, a potter would have like a site they could go to and use over and over, and they know the characteristics and they get used to that clay. Because there's a lot of housing and stuff going up in this community, a lot of the clay sites that we know about are kind of disappearing. I find clays where I can, but I'm always having to then kind of experiment because I have to figure out the characteristics and how to work that clay. There's very few potters left. In our tribe, Tohono O'odham, there's roughly 35,000 members. Of that number, there's maybe 20 potters still around who know the process. I'm the only potter from my community of San Xavier who's working today. Say you have a pot and it doesn't work out in the firing, so I will go and I'll set them out here. That gives them a chance to then start to break down. Like this pot's been here for a little while, and you can see how the weather is starting to break it down. Sometimes pots crack in the firing, they break, something happens and you have to remake that pot. You just kind of learn that that's part of the process. With our group, O'odham Collective, some of the potters do classes, and we go around, the region, southern Arizona, to really let people know that we're still doing it. We always try to encourage the younger generations to get involved. For the little kids, I always say you get to play in the mud. You get to play in the dirt, or you then get to play with fire. Yeah, so my grandparents, grandmother and my grandfather. And then there are the ones in the picture, the big picture in the middle, they're the ones on the left. Again, my grandparents, this is originally their house. My uncles, my dad, and then my aunts. So that was 12 altogether. I worked with my hands for so many years, and a lot of times it's abusing my hands that I might not be able to work for as long as I would hope. So, I just hope somebody comes along and, takes up that mantle after me.